The villagers did not welcome her with open arms. They whispered, they stared. Some turned away when she passed, others pointed fingers. They remembered how Ada had once walked like a queen, how she had healed the man, then charged them for it. They remembered the gold, the guards, the locked doors, and the way she refused to touch the poor unless they paid. But Ada said nothing. She moved into a small hut by the edge of the village, where the trees grew thick and the land was quiet. No roof of gold, no carpets, just a bamboo mat, a clay pot for water, and the sound of birds outside her window. And for the first time in a long time, she felt peace. Each morning she went to the river. She would sit on a flat stone and listen, not for the whispers, not for magic, just to remember, to feel the earth again, to breathe the air like a normal person. She no longer wore silk. Her fingers no longer dripped with rings. She wore a simple wrapper, the kind she had once called village rags. Now it felt clean, honest. One day she saw a child crying by the riverbank. His knee was bleeding, scraped from a fall. Ada bent down beside him and gently washed the wound with clean water. "I can't heal like before," she told him softly, "but I can still help." She tore a piece of her wrapper and tied it around his leg. The boy looked up at her with wide eyes. Then he smiled, a small smile, but true. That night she slept without tears. News began to spread again. But not about the miracle healer. No, this time they spoke of Ada, the helper. Ada, the humble. Ada, who carried firewood for old women. Ada, who washed the wounds of children. Ada, who sat with the sick even though she could no longer heal them. A few women brought her food. A small bowl of rice, a handful of nuts. We never asked for it, but they came anyway. Not for healing, but to say thank you. Weeks passed, then one night the dream returned. But it was not like before. There was no anger, no storm, no serpent eyes, just silence, and then light. Soft green light like moonlight. Through water, the Naga Queen stood in the mist once more. But this time she looked different. Her eyes were not burning with fire. Her voice was not filled with warning. She simply said, "You have remembered who you are." Ada's heart beat faster. "I lost the gift," she whispered. "I broke the law. I was greedy." "Yes," said the queen. "And you paid the price." Atia lowered her eyes. But the queen added, "You also changed." The queen held out her hand. A single drop of glowing green liquid floated in the air between her fingers. "This is not for gold," she said. "Not for power. 'Tis for truth." Ada reached out slowly. The drop landed in her palm and melted into her skin. Did not burn. This time it felt warm, like a mother's hug. Like sunrise, and then the dream faded. The next morning, Ada woke up with tears on her cheeks. She didn't know if it had been real. She didn't care. She got up and went to the river, like always. But when she reached the bank, she saw something strange. A boy sat on a rock, coughing hard, holding his chest. His mother stood nearby, crying. "He hasn't breathed well in 2 days," she said. "We don't have the money for medicine." Ada sat beside the boy and placed her hand on his chest. "I can't promise anything," she said quietly, "but I can try." She whispered a prayer, then placed her palm gently against his skin. A soft light, almost invisible, moved from her hand to the boy's body, and just like that the boy stopped coughing. He took a deep breath, then another, then he laughed. His mother fell to her knees, sobbing with joy. Ada didn't cry. She only smiled, not because the power had returned, but because this time it came without pride. The village changed again. People came, but not with gold. They came with thanks. They came with trust, and Ada gave her help freely. No walls, no guards. No prices, just a simple woman, chosen once again by the spirits, sometimes at night. She would still dream of the Naga kingdom, the glowing chandeliers, the gold, the jeweled halls. But now she didn't long for it because she had learned the most powerful magic of all. To give without asking, to help, without needing, to love without condition. And so, the woman who once fell from grace rose again not as a queen, not as a rich healer, but as a quiet legend. And the river watched over her like it always had. For the first time in weeks, the healing room was quiet. No knocking, no crying, no sick bodies lying on her floors. Ada sat alone, dressed in a silk robe, her gold jewelry heavy on her arms. Outside, the sun was setting, but the colors in the sky didn't calm her heart. Her fingers touched the small glass vial she kept hidden in a golden box. The green glow had faded. It no longer shimmered like it once did. She hadn't used it in days not since the strange dream. The silence today made her afraid. She had come so far. But she had also forgotten where she started. People used to call her the Blessed One, the woman who could heal the dying, the woman who walked with spirits. They brought her gifts, small things at first, then big things, money, gold, land. She accepted them all. After all, she had changed their lives. Wasn't that worth something? At first it felt right, but now the air around her felt different, heavy, like something was watching. Like something from long ago was returning. That night, it returned. Again, the dream. The Naga Queen stood in the dark mist, her green eyes glowing like fireflies in the night. Her voice was calm, but strong like thunder behind a mountain. "You have broken the law of the gift," she said. "You sell what is not yours to sell. We gave you power to heal, not to grow rich. This is your last warning." I woke up with a scream. Her skin was cold. Her heart was beating too fast, but again she did not stop. The next morning a line had formed outside her gates. She dressed in her finest robe and went downstairs. Her servants opened the doors. The sick came in, with coins in their hands. The room smelled of fear, sweat, and hope. Then he came. He was tall, with smooth black clothes and skin that seemed to shine. His face was perfect, handsome, like a carved statue. But there was something strange about him. His eyes. They were too dark, too still. "I need healing," he said. His voice was soft, like a snake sliding over stone. Ada smiled. "I can help you," she said. "But healing has a price." "I will pay 10 times the price," the man said. "I only ask that it works." Ada's fingers trembled with excitement. 10 times. No one had ever offered so much. She took out the oil and dropped a little of the green potion into her palm. Still glowed, but dim now, like a dying candle. She reached forward and pressed it onto the man's chest. The room went silent. Then the man's body began to change. His skin rippled. His arms grew longer, his chest stretched and twisted. His fingers turned into claws. Scales spread like fire across his skin. His perfect face melted into a long, sharp snout. His eyes turned emerald green. His tongue flicked out, long and forked. He was not a man. He was a serpent. The air turned cold. The windows shattered. The vial in her golden box exploded with a loud crack, green smoke filling the room. The snake creature stared at her. His eyes burned into her soul. "You were warned," he said. "You took a gift meant for the people and turned it into greed. You fed yourself while others suffered. You were given a purpose, but you chose power." He slithered to the door, turned back once and hissed, "The gift is gone." Ada fell to the floor. Her hands were shaking. Her hands were shaking. Her ears rang with silence. She tried to speak, but no words came. She looked at the box where the potion once sat. Only dust remained. The next day, someone brought her a child burning with fever. Ada touched the child's forehead. Nothing happened. She tried again. "Still nothing. I'm sorry," she whispered. It's not working." The mother screamed. She ran out in tears. Then came another, and another, and another. And each time Ada failed. Soon, word spread. The healer had lost her gift. People stopped coming. Her servants left. Her gold was stolen. Her house fell into darkness in just 1 week. She was alone. She walked to the river where it had all started. The ground was quiet, the old tree was gone. There was no door, no mist, no voice, only the sound of water. She sat there until night fell. Fireflies blinked around her like tiny stars, but no one came. No whispers, no queen, no gift. Ada finally understood what the Naga Queen had meant. Some gifts are not meant to be sold. They are meant to be shared, to heal, to help, not to build empires. She cried, not for the loss of power, but for the loss of purpose. The next morning she walked back into the village, no gold, no robe, no pride. Just herself. And for the first time in years she asked for nothing, only to be forgiven.